Very warm welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Dr. Reena and I'm so happy to have you here. In today's class, we are going to talk about this subject marketing research. And in this subject, we are going to cover all these topics. First topic we have sampling and sampling design. After that we have basic concept. Steps in the sampling process. After that we have probability sampling method and non-probability sampling method. So before understanding these topics, first of all, let's understand why we need to study these topics. Okay, so student, we study sampling because we cannot ask or check every person in a large population. It takes too much time and money. So we select a small group, that is called sample. If the sample is chosen correctly, it gives us the correct information about the whole population. That's why we learn different sampling method like probability sampling method and non-probability sampling method. These methods help us to choose the right people in a fair and systematic way. So by learning the steps in the sampling process, we understand how to plan, how to select, how to collect data properly. So overall, we study these topics so that our research become easy, fast, cost effective and accurate. So good sampling help us to make better decisions in business, in education, in marketing, in HR and in every field. So first topic we have sampling and sampling design. So students, today we will learn a very simple but very important concept that is called sampling. So sampling means selecting a small group of people from a large population to study. We do this because it is not possible to study everyone because it takes too much time, too much money and too much effort. For example, if we want to know the favorite snack of all 2000 college students, we don't ask all 2000. We ask maybe 100 students. So 100 students are called the sample here and all 2000 students are the population. If the sample is chosen properly, it gives the correct information about the whole population. This is why sampling is used in business as well as in marketing as well as in education and research and in surveys. So now let's talk about sampling design. Sampling design simply means the plan or method we use to select the sample. It answers the questions like how will we choose our sample. So there are different sampling designs. Some select some people randomly and some select them based on convenience or judgment. Choosing the right design is very important because a good sampling design gives the accurate, fair and reliable result. So in simple word we can say that sampling means picking a small group from a big group, and sampling design means the method or plan we use to pick that sample or that small group. So these basic concepts help us to research in a smart, quick and scientific way. Now let's understand the second topic, that is steps in the sampling process. So students, now we will learn the steps in the sampling process. Sampling is not done randomly. We follow a proper sequence to make the sample correct and useful. Let's understand each step in a very easy way. First step we have decide the population. So here first we decide who we want to study. This group is called the population. For example, all students in the school. Second step, we have decide the sample size. So next we decide how many people we will select, and this number depend on time, money and accuracy. For example, we will select 100 student. And third step, we have choose a sampling method. Now we will choose how we will select the sample. Will be it random? Will it be based on convenience? This decision tell us which sampling method to use. Next step, we have select the sample. So after choosing the method, we apply it and select our sample. For example, if it is a random sampling, we pick names like a lottery. In the step 5, collect data from the sample. Then we will ask questions, conduct interviews and also give questionnaire or observe people to collect the data. Next step, we have analyze the data. Next we study the collected data. We look the pattern, totals, averages, similarities and differences. Apart from that, next step we have prepare and report the finding. Finally, we write our result in a simple and very clear in a report. This report tells what we found and what conclusion we have drawn. So students, these steps help us to do sampling in a systematic and scientific way. By following these steps, we get accurate information without studying the entire population. This process makes research simple, fast and reliable. Okay, so next we have probability sampling method. So students, probability sampling means every person in the population has the equal chance of being selected. It is fair, unbiased and gives accurate result. So let's understand the main type. First type, we have simple random sampling. So this is the easiest and fairest method. Everyone name is put in a list and we pick randomly like a lottery. Every person has the same chance to be selected. For example, picking 50 student name from a box. Second, we have systematic sampling. In this method, we select every kth person. First, we choose a starting point and then pick every 5th or 10th person. For example, selecting 10th student from the attendance list. Next, we have stratified sampling. So here we divide the population into groups called strata based on some characteristics like boys and girls, age group and income level. Then we take a random sample from each group. This ensures the representation of all the group. For example, 30 boys and 30 girls. Select randomly. Next method, we have cluster sampling. In this method, we divide the population into cluster or groups, usually based on geography. Then we randomly select some whole groups instead of individuals. For example, selecting 3 classroom out of 10 classroom and serving all the students in those 3 rooms. Next, we have non-probability sampling method. So students, non-probability sampling does not give everyone an equal chance. It is used when we don't have full information about the population or when we want to quick result. It is faster and cheaper but sometimes less accurate. So first method, we have convenience method. This method select people who are easy to reach, surveying only friend or people near you. This is the example of convenience sampling. Second, we have judgment sampling. The researcher uses their judgment to select people who they think are the best for the study. For example, choosing only expert teachers for a teaching quality study. Third, we have quota sampling. The population is divided into groups and fixed number of samples is taken from each group, but selection is not random. For example, 20 boys and 20 girls selected conveniently. Next method we have snowball sampling. So this method is used to find rare or hard to reach group. One person lead us to another, like a snowball growing bigger. For example, studying drug addict or rare disease patient, each person tells us about another person. So come to the summary part. In simple words, we can say that probability sampling is fair and scientific because everyone gets an equal chance to be selected. But non-probability sampling is quick and convenient, but not always fair. Both methods are important and used based on time, cost, and purpose of the research. Okay, so come to the conclusion part. So, students, all this topic teaches one important lesson. We cannot study everyone, but we can study a small sample in a smart way. Sampling help us to choose a very few people who represent the whole population. The step in the sampling process show how to select this small group carefully and correctly. Probability sampling is fair because everyone gets a equal chance, while the non-probability sampling is quick and convenient when time or information is limited. In short, these topics help us to collect information properly, save time and money, and make correct decisions. So, by understanding these ideas, makes our research simple, scientific, and trustworthy. So that is all about for the today's class. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care. Keep learning. Keep growing.